What is up, guys? This is Silver Warrior here, and today what I want to discuss for you all is something that I've been not been hearing too much. It's not like a huge like thing that's been in the silver stacking news or something, but something that I heard a complaint about. Someone saying silver is too industrial to be a good investment. They're saying that during an economic collapse, basically, no one's gonna really care about silver because it's still gonna be seen as just an industrial metal. Now, it's an interesting point that they bring up, and I'm not saying I agree with it because guess what? I don't. Spoiler alert. I don't. But I do think that it is something to consider, right? Because I mean, for one, you gotta consider every argument in a situation, and not just discount someone just because you don't agree with them. And for two, I mean, it brings up a good point. Silver is a heavily industrial metal, and a lot of people do say that one of the big reasons that silver is a good investment is because it's being eaten away by industry over time, right? So, how does that really mean though that silver could be not a good investment because of that? And like I said, I don't agree with that statement, but let me just explain why. First off, silver is not like copper. Okay, copper, I understand the complaint about that being too industrial to be a good investment because copper is the metal that industry is trying to edge out silver with for. They're trying to use more copper and less silver and everything due to the fact that it's cheaper. The simple fact that in terms of its ratio of conductivity to price ratio, it's much better overall, right? I'm pretty sure it's a better conductor of electricity than silver and gold. So therefore it's better in terms of, wiring and stuff like that. And also, it could be better in circuit boards if people, learn how to use it more. So big companies are trying to replace silver with copper, which means that copper will be more heavily used in industry and seen less as a good investment. I understand that. That means, though, that silver is being taken out of industry. And silver, unlike copper, has been respected as an investment as long as gold, honestly. You go thousands of years back, people didn't just want gold, they wanted silver too. Silver was respected as an extremely valuable metal, and historically, the ratio was much better in terms of in silver's favor for price. It was much closer to the availability ratio of the time, which is relatively the same as the one today. Therefore, silver was much more expensive in comparison to gold, so silver was more respected in the past, you could say. But that only means that silver now is just a better investment because it has more potential. I mean, it has more, of a cheaper price, sure, but that means that you can make more off of it once its true value is realized in an economic collapse, which, trust me, it will be. And the thing I don't understand is that people who are complaining about silver, being a heavily industrial metal, yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Maybe you think it can't be respected as an investment, but think about this. If silver is respected as an industrial metal, what does that mean exactly? That means that people know that it has a lot of benefits in creating, goods that are both necessary and not necessary. This means that in an economic collapse, people are going to want silver because they're going to be able to make basic necessities with it. Silver's not just for smartphones and things like that. It's going to be used in the most rudimentary of machines that people start building again. It's going to be used in pretty much everything, really, because silver is going to be, one of the things that's highly available in an economic collapse, right? One of the metals that's available, along with copper and gold. And people certainly don't want to use that gold, but they're still going to be using the silver, at least somewhat. At least before silver is used as a currency, I think it will be used for its industrial purposes, which only means that there'll be less silver to trade by the time people reestablish a system of currency, after a collapse. This means that there'll be less silver, and it'll be worth even more. And of course, the mining companies will be shut down and everything, along with everything else. So who will be mining the silver, right? The only silver that will be worth anything is the silver that you have. Everyone will have less of it because they used it in times of need, and all of a sudden it's worth a tenth as much as gold in the collapse, and you're like, wow, I mean, I'm glad I invested in the silver. But yeah, I definitely don't think that it being an industrial tactile metal makes it, bad. I mean, I don't think that it being used in industry makes it a bad investment because it's still, like I said, very respected. they make bullion and that's, has low premiums. That's the way to tell, honestly, if something's a bad investment, is if like 1 ounce rounds have premiums that are like, 10 times melt like copper does. That's how you can tell if something's a bad investment, honestly, because you can tell you're buying the copper rounds more for the novelty rather than the fact that you're trying to invest purely in the metal. So at least that's my thought on that. But yeah, this is my whole thoughts on the whole matter. I do hope that you enjoyed the video, though. I hope that maybe inspired you, to change the way you think a little bit. And that is it for this one. Peace, love, and much respect.